today I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a little bit of an update on our trellises. A little windy out here, but hopefully it works out. Hopefully our audio works out. We'll see. So, our little step-in trellis, you can see, there's actually not very many plants along the base of it. We had most of them get eaten by the grubs, but the vines are spreading and they're climbing, and you can see it's doing all right. This side is doing a lot better than this side here, which I think it'll catch up. And go ahead and fill in our first starch trellis with the Armenian cucumbers. They're just starting to run, and yet again this side's doing better than this side, but they're both getting ready to take off. And the Armenians, they're a cucumber melon, and they handle the heat really well, so these guys will probably keep growing all summer long, and I think they'll fill the trellis and give a lot of cucumbers, or well, give us a lot of fruit. Our other arch trellis over here that has the Thelma Sanders squash has this side right here has received a lot of grub damage, and we lost a few of the plants on that half. And this half is also, you can see the roots have been chewed a little bit, and it's kind of fading some. But this variety has produced just a ridiculous amount of fruit, so I really can't complain. And it also starts putting roots out at the leaf nodes, which I'm probably going to try to succession plant some of this over one of my beds, but one of my beds where I can let it run across the ground and it'll get a larger root base going, so it should do actually a lot better than it's doing on this arch trellis. And the second half hasn't had as much pressure. It's still got a lot of fruit, and it's been getting some damage. Actually, the squash bugs are starting to see more and more squash bugs for this season, which I've been squishing, and we don't really spray them much because it's kind of a losing battle. Just got to keep spraying and spraying. We got to the point where we just don't spray anything. So there's a quick little update on the arch trellis. Kind of see it from a ways back. It's doing pretty good. I think next year we might try doing some runner beans, or I don't know. We're gonna try a few different things on the trellises just to see what fills them out the best and what'll handle it the best and live the longest, so we get shade right through the summer. I think the Armenians are probably going to be one of our favorites for growing on the arch trellises. Our onions, I did two varieties. The first variety is a hybrid variety. It's Candy, which I've grown them for years. I've always loved them, but this year most of my stuff I planted is heirloom varieties because I'm wanting to find some good heirloom varieties that I can save seed from. But I've just kind of been testing them this year. I want to make sure that we're going to have, the production we've been getting out of our hybrids, or at least good enough production for us. And I've actually found some of them, like those cucumbers, are outproducing any of the hybrids I've ever planted. So the candy onions, you can see they're still need a little bit more time, but these guys here, they're the early granos, and we've already harvested some, but you can see with onions, when they're ready, the tops just fall right over. And once they get to this point, you can go ahead and harvest them, and they should store well and be good for you. So this year in my garden, I've been really good about the weeds, with the exception of my onions and my corn. I've weeded here and there and kind of dabbled in it, but I didn't keep it clear, which probably hurt the onions growth a little bit, but not too bad. This is the worst the weeds have been, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how quick you can turn one of these beds over and get it ready for planting again. Doesn't take much effort at all to clean a bed up. I think this bed we're going to go back in here after we harvest the candy onions. We're going to go back and plant this in some late season corn. Hope y'all enjoyed that quick trellis update and harvested onions, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.